Well, son of a gun. Valentine's Day has crept up on us again this year, right around the corner. What we thought we would do is to put together a series of poems that are a little bit out of the ordinary, what we've come to expect in the greeting cards you buy at the grocery or the dollar store. I tried to suggest some poems that correspond to different ages in a person's life. For instance, this first one is a poem by George Gordon, Lord Byron, written years and years ago, and probably just as meaningful today as it was when he wrote it. It's called She Walks in Beauty. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that's best of dark and light meet in her aspect and in her eyes. Thus mellowed to that tender light, which heaven to gaudy day denies. One shade the more, one ray the less, had half impaired that nameless grace which waves in every raven tress, or softly lightens o'er her face, where thoughts serenely sweet express how pure, how dear their dwelling place. And on that cheek and o'er that brow so soft, so calm, yet eloquent, the smiles that win, the tints that glow, but tell of days in goodness spent, a mind at peace with all below, a heart whose love is innocent. We're doing poetry from Grandpa's shop. I guess I'm pretty obviously the grandpa here. We enjoy poetry. We enjoy bringing it to you. And since Valentine's Day is right around the corner, we thought we'd present some love poetry from a slightly different perspective. The first one we read was pretty obviously written by a speaker who is masculine. And by the way, I should make that point if you don't mind. There's a difference between the poet and the speaker of the poem. We're talking about George Gordon, Lord Byron, in the first poem as the poet, but it might be completely separate from the speaker of the poem. The second poem is written by Dorothy Parker. She's the poet, and the speaker is, in this case, is very obviously feminine. It's called A Choice by Dorothy Parker. He'd have given me rolling lands, houses of marble and billowing farms, pearls to trickle between my hands, smoldering rubies to circle my arms. You'd only a lilting song, only a melody, happy and high. You were sudden and swift and strong, never a thought for another had I. He'd have given me laces rare, dresses that glimmered with frosty sheen, shiny ribbons to wrap my hair, horses to draw me as fine as a queen. You'd only to whistle low, and gaily I followed wherever you led. I took you, and I let him go, and somebody ought to examine my head. In some poems, the speaker of the poem is obvious, like in this poem by A.E. Housman, When I Was 1 and 20. When I was 1 and 20, I heard a wise man say, give crowns and pounds and guineas, but not your heart away. Give pearls away and rubies, but keep your fancy free. But I was 1 and 20, no use to talk to me. When I was 1 and 20, I heard him say again, the heart out of the bosom was never given in vain. 'Tis paid with sighs aplenty and sold for endless rue. And I am 2 and 20, and oh, 'tis true, 'tis true. It just occurred to me, in the last two poems, there is a maturation in the love story that changes the loved one as well as the lover, uh, almost as if they are unaware of it. Interesting. I never noticed that till just now. Here's one I may have trouble getting through. It's by John Frederick Nims, and it's called Love Poem, very simply. And you'll notice again that the stage of life has changed once again. The drama proceeds, and we're now in a mature relationship. I think you'll notice that's true after the first line. My clumsiest dear, whose hands shipwreck vases, at whose quick touch all glasses chip and ring, whose palms are bowls in china, burrs in linen, and have no cunning with any soft thing, except all ill at ease, fidgeting people. The refugee uncertain at the door, you make it home. Deftly you steady the drunk clambering on his undulant floor. Unpredictable dear, the taxi driver's terror, shrinking from far headlights, pale as a dime, yet leaping before apoplectic streetcars, misfit in any space, and never on time. A wrench in clocks and the solar system, only with words and people and love you move at ease, in traffic of wit expertly maneuver, and keep us all devotion at your knees. Forgetting your coffee, spreading on our flannel, your lipstick grinning on our coat, so gaily in love's unbreakable heaven, our souls on glory of spilt bourbon float. Be with me, darling, early and late. Smash glasses, I will study wry music for your sake. For should your hands drop white and empty, all the toys of the world would break. I've read that poem dozens and dozens and dozens of times, and every time I read it, when I get to those last two lines, it's all I can do to keep it together. For should your hands drop white and empty, all the toys of the world would break. The last one that I've chosen to read today is a poem entitled Jenny Kissed Me by Leigh Hunt. It covers pretty much the whole gamut that we talked about so far today. Jenny kissed me. Jenny kissed me when we met, jumping from the chair she sat in. Time, you thief, who love to get sweets into your list, put that in. Say I'm weary, say I'm sad, say that health and wealth have missed me, say I'm growing old, but add, Jenny kissed me. John and I are sure happy that you joined us again today. If you like us, indicate that you like us. If you want to subscribe, we'd be pleased. But if you just want to drop in from time to time, that's okay too. Till the next time, see you in Grandpa's workshop.
When you brought your hand down, that's funny. That's cool.
Oh, is it okay? It rattled a little bit.